What's going on, guys? Easy here. Just wanted to touch base and say that I'm not super happy with the footage of this video. Camera was a little close, camera's died, all kinds of stuff. It's my first time trying to film a video in the garage, doing a build like this. So it's a bit of a learning curve. Next time I think I'll set up my cameras differently and do things a little differently, but for this first one, just bear with me on it. Next one I'll try and do better. Thanks, guys. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Easy Does It, pulling apart the Banana today. My first time sort of filming a video like this. I'm not really too sure how it's going to go. Right now I have my motorcycle helmet on with my GoPro and my mic all attached. So I'm not really sure how this is going to be filmed or how it's going to turn out. Well, I guess we'll see. It's also windy as all hell outside, so the garage door's banging and whatnot. Anyway, this is the parts we've got so far. So not a great deal, but enough to sort of get started. Like I said, we've still got to pull the thing apart. Pulling it apart itself is going to take quite a while and whatever. Should have a bunch more parts coming next week, but I'm hoping today that we can sort of see how this rear fender goes, get this whole sort of back section pulled apart, get that old fender off, try and get that new one on to see if it's going to work. If it's not going to work, then I've got to order another one. But you know, that's sort of the plan for today. Let's pull this thing apart. So when it comes to pulling shit apart, I'm not going to go into bolt sizes or how to do a lot of things that are basic. The bolts for the bracket though, I am going to put back in the frame. Help me not lose them as much as possible. I'm going to put them back where they can go. I've got a little organizer to put any bolts in that can't go back on. That way I know where everything goes. Alright, so make sure I don't lose this collar. I'm just going to zip tie it to this. That way I know that collar goes with this thing. We're going to start fucking around with wiring soon, so when you mess around with wiring and stuff, it's probably always smart to disconnect your battery. Alright, so it's not connected that side, the fender, through the strut, but it is connected that side. Alright, to give myself a bit more clearance, I may take off this chain guard as well while I'm at it. Geez, that chain looking good condition. Look at that, fantastic. Nope. I'm gonna put this bike on a stand. Beautiful. Tell you what, doing it with your helmet on is not ideal. Fucking hell. Oh my god, will this bolt ever come out? Oh, here we go. Fucking oath. Alright, well, for the most part, that's the rear fender. So now, it's just taking off all the wiring, the ECU here. So when I take the wires apart, I'm going to just tag them for what I believe them to be. Rear left blinker. I don't know which one's which down here, but I'll chase the wires back and have a look in a minute. But that should all come apart now. Yep. Right, I got it. Yellow, blue, black tail light, and then green, black indicator. Okay. It looks a little narrow. Like I want it to be like that. Obviously this is going to need to be cut and modified. Alright, I'm going to have to take that corner out of it. Oh. See, we do a fender like that. That's what the idea is, but this gap's fucking way too big. Obviously, when we lower the shocks right down, it'll tuck up there, but that's a lot of lowering. There somewhere. That would be cool. So my GoPro died, but it's on charge right now. So what I've done here is I know this distance from here to here is 288 millimeters. So what I've done is I've marked the center line here at 114. 228 millimeters side to side. So the center of this bike is 114 millimeters. So then when it comes to doing the fender, I'm line that middle rib up with that center line there, and I know that my fender is going to be roughly centered at this end. That's what I'm doing. I'm just marking out where to cut it. You can see the permanent marks, where to cut it back to so that it fits in there nicely. Anyway, let's run up to right now. Okay, so GoPro's still dead, and I've realised something. Also, sorry about the wind. But just before I started cutting this fender up, I realised that I'm probably going to want to know where the seat ends and where the seat sort of sits, so that the fender can sit nice and snug up against where the seat ends. So I probably don't want to mount this fender until I have the seat. Seat's on the way, shouldn't be too far off, but at least I've got the back end of it pulled off and ready to mount up that fender. When the seat comes in, I'll make the rigid struts so that I can adjust the height of it so it sits snug with the wheel. That's where I'm at right now. So I think I'm going to move to the front and pull apart a bit of the front. I want to try and get something new on this bike today. What that'll be, I don't know. Maybe the new headlight. We'll see. Alright, front fender and mirrors off. Already it looks a million times better. So much cleaner. Those big bunny ear mirrors and that front fender. Looks more and more the way I want it to by the second. So the headlight is off, divided up what the blinkers are, the headlight cable is, the rest I've got to sort of figure out. So I can take this blinker assembly off. The only issue is the cables are all kind of threaded through it and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it. Just going to cut it off. I'm going to get the angle grinder out and cut it. Alright. Cut that off. and this will come out. Yeah. So here is the new headlight, and I want to use it. I want to use the original bracket to mount it. So I'm thinking that looks like it might fit in the original bracket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this bracket off here with the angle grinder, and then I'll just have this piece and use that, put that back up on the bike and see if I can mount that new headlight to it. So that's it there. Should be it. Right there, like that. That'll be the headlight. So we use that headlight bracket. I'm not 100% happy with everything, as you can see. I don't know if that shows right there. The size of the headlight bolt and then the actual bar itself is tiny in comparison to the hole, sorry. So it's probably not a permanent mount, but I just sort of wanted to see how it would mount, and it kind of sticks out too far. I want to tuck it back a little more, but it looks pretty cool. Obviously it's not wired in or anything yet, but looks pretty cool. It's just, yeah, it's sticking out too far, as you can see, way too far. So we'll have to tuck it back in a bit more, change that mount up a bit. Okay, so the plan is to try and wire in this new headlight just to get it working. I know it's not mounted where we want it to be, but we'll get it all working, and then I can play around with the mounting and stuff once I know it all works. Pretty sure that's low beam, red is high beam, and then your earth. And then I've kind of worked out where the wires are going, so I know this is my headlight. So I know that that's earth, that's high beam, that's low beam. So I'm going to cut these and wire it in and see how we go. Ended up downloading a wiring diagram from Google, and so that works. You bloody ripper. Well, I think that's a good finishing point for today. Got a bunch done, took a bunch off the bike. Got the new headlight working. On the next episode we'll do something else. But if you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. I appreciate it. But that's pretty much it. I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Not bad for today. Not bad.